Are you serious? We have to fight All Might? Yeah, yeah, what about it? Well, that doesn't seem like a fun idea to me, man. I don't want to be punched at Mach 5. Man can legit cause storms when he punches Bakugo. That just makes it the more fun. That is not how this works. Okay, we're gonna get hurt. I can tell you that right now. And if you think for 1 second we are not gonna make this out of this fight, not hurt, you are on something. I am not on drugs, man. I'm starting to think you are. You're on something. Maybe that freaking principal of ours gave you something. Principal, we're in a university, right? Yeah, I forgot. It makes sense now. Why haven't we moved into the dorms? You know, that's actually a big question I've had recently. Uh, dorms seem like a very good idea. Oh no. Except for the whole entire, we all know, Mineta type. Yeah, Mineta's a little weird. I'm pretty sure he followed one of the ladies home. I'm pretty sure he followed Mina home once. I don't know. He did. I watched him do it. And you didn't stop him? No. I was gonna let Mina beat the shit out of him. Why would I stop him? I don't know. I don't know. Swear, you take pity on that guy. I try not to. I can't tell. I can't tell that. I still can't believe it. Am I? You think I'm allowed to use my sword? I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna cut the man. I don't think I physically could, anyways. You'll have to ask. No, I'll probably just use a training one. Probably a wooden one or something. Or a dull one. That's probably a better idea. Yeah, probably do that. All Might is our number one, so yeah. Hi, it's me, Anime Wait or Wait Anime. I'm here to bring you part 5 of What If Deku Had an Elemental Quirk, titled something. I don't know yet. I haven't thought of a title. I might legit just call it All Might, just because it seems like a fun idea. Um, yeah, I hope you've been enjoying this series. I'm not saying that because it's going away. I'm just saying that because I hope you all have been enjoying this. I'm sorry for this. I Well, actually, it's the day I actually upload this one. But what I mean is, I'm sorry to be for any of the ones that is also fans of my other series going on. I'm sorry for being late. I haven't been feeling the greatest. From Friday to Monday, I had a really bad cough and it hurt to talk. And then I still had the, well, not, I didn't have the cough yesterday. I semi did. But it's been mostly my nose. It's mostly my nose now. Still sort of in my ears when it's too warm. Weirdly, I don't get it. But yeah, it's still technically in my ears. Inflammation. Okay. I don't know what I have. I know. It's my allergies. That's what it is. It's my allergies been messing up with me. Okay, since we're getting to the fall and the sudden weather change, and also hay. I don't do good with hay. Um, so yeah, if I sound weird or cough in this, I'm very sorry. And if I move around, I am also sorry. Um, highly doubt it will happen, but either way, I'm sorry it does. I'm trying to think. Trying to think what else to say. If you have any what if Deku ideas, please write them down below. Um, okay. There might be a rock in my shoe. I don't know. but yeah, today's the final exams, right? This will also be a semi-short video since I'm just going to be going through the fight, but fights take me a while to do. So I also rant. I also just plain out talk to you guys a lot. I also ask you all rate my video, 1 through 10, and tell me what you think I need to do to improve my idea or videos. And I will say this right now: this idea I wrote a long time ago, right? So it's not my new writing. Um, I will show you a new writing of mine. Uh, let's go with. I just want to show you all how I write stuff now. Um, let me go with. You know what? I'm gonna go with a unfinished idea. Well, thing I'm working on. It's I'm basing this off of Tommy Q's Quirk, where he has manifest and how it works, right? So I go through like the appearance, personality, daily clothes, just because, and then I write hero suit and hero name, and then support gear. Well, for this one, I'm gonna write what he has eaten, okay, like the foods he has eaten, okay. Right, so that I know. But instead of a unfinished idea, I'll show you a finished one, which is going to be Speed Quirk Deku. His quirk is called Turbo Shift, and if you want to read it there, and if you want to use it, go ahead. Um, and then the weakness, right, and then his appearance, and then daily clothes. Some of these don't have all of the other things that other ideas have because either I just haven't wrote or I didn't think of doing it because I thought it didn't really matter, or I just haven't plain out done it. See, with some ideas I haven't even started on them. And others I have semi-started on that I think will be cool and I really want to do. Um, like Ice Quirk Deku that will always be an awesome idea for me. There's also been ideas I want to like redo or rewrite because it's a like I did with that explosion quirk. I had one and then I deleted it and then I made a new one. I made it better, more in depth, right? Anyways, so yeah, let's get started. Um, Izuku's and Bakugo's fight would be last, right? So they would be up in the stands watching through a camera or through a TV screen, seeing their classmates fight teachers, right? And everyone could tell Izuku is quite ancient, quite not feeling the greatest about this fight. Because who would want to fight All Might? Couldn't tell you. Bakugo does. Bakugo's quite excited about that. Sorry about the background noise also if you heard that. Um, but right. Bakugo's clearly excited. He wants to test his strength against All Might. Right? Midori is not the same. He's quite scared. He would much rather fight anybody else than All Might because to be blatantly honest, Izuku didn't really I mean, he did because everyone idolized All Might, but he was honestly pulled away from like technology as a kid. So the little stuff he does know and has seen of All Might would be from his friends, or what he's heard would be from his friends. Bakugo, anytime he would go to Bakugo's house to hang out, to well, because his parents were friends with Bakugo's parents, right? So anytime he would be able to go there, him and Bakugo would watch videos of All Might, right? And that type of stuff, like hero stuff, okay? Because Izuku at home wasn't really allowed to go and look at being a hero because his parents didn't want him to. Well, his dad didn't. His dad wanted him to be a whatever, like a teacher in the dojo of their like class of swordsmanship. I've previously explained how Izuku's relationship with his parents is, right? Well, his dad and his uh, mother, well, his actual mother, the one that birthed him, not this new lady, right? Who is Inko? The new lady is Inko. The other woman was somebody else. Okay. Um. Right. And his dad and his new parent, I guess. He doesn't see them as parents anymore. He's honestly disowned them. He does. He wants to stay away from them. He does not want to be like them, but he will take their teaching. Well, from what he's learned now, because yeah. Anyways, I've explained it many of times in the previous episodes, right? Parts, I should say. In previous parts, right? I've explained it. And yeah, but never mind that. Back to the main topic. He's scared of All Might. He knows that he's this symbol of peace. Villains are scared of him, afraid of that smile that he always has. And Izuku does not understand how he can smile all the time when all these things are happening around him, right? He just does not understand. But maybe he'll see how. But I doubt that he's not that type of hero. So, yeah, it would eventually be their turn. They would head down the same goal, either get to the other side or somehow take out All Might, which Izuku would say, that's impossible, but okay. And so Izuku and Bakugo, their final, their practical exam for their final exams would start. Izuku would be able to use the dull Nodachi that a member of the support course made for him for these type of situations. It's just a dull Nodachi that's the same makeup of his original Nodachi, right? Which a Nodachi is around, is this one is 7.8 pounds, or if for the people in Europe or people who use kgs, it's 3.5 kg. For the length, it is 70.5 inches slash For people in centimeters, it's 179 centimeters. It's the black sheath with eyes that would be going from a closed eye to an open eye in a progression type way, going up it on each side. The hilt would be black, and the tsuba would be in the shape of a wheel with 8 handles. The blade would be black and white. Okay. And for his hero suit, for those who want to be reminded, he sports a black kimono with long sleeves and a large eye design on the back, with white baggy pants that stop a little bit above the ankle, and he also has sandals. He wears sandals. Okay. So yeah, as they would go on to start this, Izuku would start to run straight ahead, and then would be proceeded to be curb stomped into the pavement by All Might. Like by All Might's like entire weight, just onto Izuku's chest, into the ground. Just stomped into it. And then Bakugo would be next in this exchange. Haha! I am here. That's just wind and leaves. Okay, cool. I thought it was raining again. And then you could hear Izuku say, I wish he wasn't. Really? You could have done anything. We are still your students. I know this is like a practical thing, but you could have at least done anything else. I feel slightly bad about that. And then Bakugo would start to go on a on offense with a bunch of explosion, but would be eventually just thrown out, hit out of the air by All Might. Izuku would eventually stand up. I feel like I just got hit by a truck twice, and then backed off, and then it ran over me, and then went back. Okay, yeah, I'm. He would unsheath his sword, throwing the sheath to the side, as then, uh, since he would be a little bit farther away, he would, even though he doesn't really have a named move, I mean, he does, he would be using one. Okay, okay. Flare Slicer! Charred falling leaves! I feel like I'm blowing your mic, like your ears out. But what Flare Slicer charred falling leaves, as he would slice, instead of the regular like slash, like the long and like blade slash in like anime, you know what I'm talking about. Instead of the fire slash, it would be multiple small beams of fire, which of course it's All Might. He would just stomp the ground at a piece of concrete, of pavement, would just fly up and just take it. And Izuku would say, I hate this school. Why is the teachers, besides like they're all OP, man. One guy can make clones. One guy's really loud. This guy's just a walking weapon, as he would point to All Might. But once that she shouldn't even be a teacher. At least if she is, she should dress in a different attire. One can make clones. He's quite cool. One legit has a gun. One just legit has a pew pew. And he's Our principal is a small rat that can talk. Like, what the hell? And I'm just a guy that can control elements. And he element the body. Hi. I can. My quirk uses just stuff I eat. I'm so done. You could at least let one hit you, man. And then where'd it happen to go? And I guarantee it's behind me. He would be hit in the back by All Might. He would be sent just skidding across the concrete, the pavement, eventually crashing into a building after his temper tantrum. All Might would say, I mean, he has a point. I am a walking weapon. Ha ha ha! Young Bakugo, don't you dare! Bakugo would go on the offense again, and we'll go to Izuku. Izuku would say, "Why do I even try? I try my best. I try my best. Oh yay! I try my best. But no, but no. It doesn't matter if I try my best. There's a literal whoever that. I don't know at this point. What the hell? Okay, I know I'm overreacting, but I really don't care. You know what? Screw it. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do something. Okay. Yep. Okay. As he would stand back up, he would start to walk back like up to the end until he would notice All Might actually noticed he was moving, and he would turn back around quickly. You could see his blade frosted over as he would say, "Cold slicer, frozen, fallen leaves." As he would slice again, slash again, whatever. The same way as the the charred fallen leaves work, this would be the same way. Multiple ice like shards would just fly off the blade, right? And then he would raise his blade up again as he would say, "Gale Slicer!" A wind slash would go flying at All Might. And then he would start to, bounce up to the top of the roof, and then he would start to move as All Might would give chase. And Izuku, seeing this, would say, "Yes, there you go, Bakugo. Make it work. I know you can." Okay, I know he's gonna be quite fast in me, so I gotta work overtime. Let's get back down to the ground. There we go. As All Might would land in front of him, Izuku would raise his sword into the sky as there would be a shock. Static on the blade. It would start to turn into this yellow shade with electricity just all around it, just like shocking off of it, or right as he would say, I know I've done this a lot, but screw it. Uh, Actually, I don't know what to name this. Probably a better name. So we have charred fallen leaves. We have frozen fallen leaves. We don't got to keep on doing that. That's just for the two of those. Lightning. Uh, Lichten Slicer. Lichten Slicer. Uh, Lichten Slicer. Crap. Um. Oh, okay. Let's just doing that. Uh, he would say, Licton Slicer, shocked collar. I don't know. I don't know. That name will most likely change. He would just say Licton Slicer, okay, but multiple like bolts, like lightning, like would shoot out, like multiple lightning, like uh rays, beams, lightning beams, maybe something like that would shoot off. Uh, All Might would just dodge again, and not Asta. Uh, Deku would say, "Knew it," as he would sink into the ground, and then Bakugo would come in as All Might would land on the ground. Bakugo would come in with a an attack. I don't know, maybe a howitzer impact. Okay, he would do something as Izuku would reach up and grab. He would fully just grab onto All Might's ankles and sink him into the ground as he would then sink back into the ground and get moving. He would fly out of the ground as Bakugo would hit his attack, his howitzer impact, and that's a blast. I don't know. But as he would hit that, uh, a massive shockwave would happen, and Izu could see how that occurred. All Might punched at the same time as Bakugo's like attack hit, causing this massive shockwave. From the shockwave, the explosion just quit. It just went away. It dispersed. It just quit. And Izuku would say, oh, "Of course, that just had to happen." So as that would happen, Izuku would sink back into the ground. As then he would raise back up, as he would say, "Terror Hammer, Mole." Mm, Hold on, I got a better one. Hidden Terror Hammer, Mole Hammer. Yes, Mole Hammer instead of Terra. No, 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 no. No, that sucks. No, never mind. I'm gonna shut up for a second and think of a better thing. Um, he would sink into the ground. He would start to go through the ground as he would blast up. His arm would be a darker shade of brown. Okay, with multiple gray like rock protrusions growing on him. As he would reel back his fist, he would say, "Terror Hammer!" Not terror. Uh, Terra Hammer. Terra Hammer. Terra Hammer! Uh, yeah. Quaking hit! As he would land that impact on All Might's like shoulder, it would actually jar All Might quite a bit until uh, he would turn back around and just waylay uh, Izuku. But luckily, uh, he would coat his like front his arms in silver to take the hit, and then he would be blasted back quite out far ways, like way farther than before, down the street Bakugo would create a massive explosion, and he would start booking it towards Izuku, right? And eventually he would make it there with All Might on his tail, clearly. But Izuku would be stood up, right? As he would say, Gale Flash! Tornado! Tornado Charge! Yeah, Gale Flash Tornado Charge would be multiple wind, like balls of wind would fire off, then explode, not even near All Might, but the amount of wind that would be used would be able to just push him back like a considerable amount, but it was only like 50 feet, right? Like 10 meters. I think that's a lot. Yeah, because Gigantia Machia is 25 meters tall, right? And you get my point. He's quite. It would be quite far. 100 feet is only like. I think that's like 50 meters. Not 50 meters. 100 feet is like 70. No, 100 feet in meters is like 10. I think it's something like that. I think it's like 10. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, Izuku and Bakugo would run out of there. They would be able to run out of there uh, after that, meaning they passed. Luckily. Yeah, that's where I'm going to end it here for today. Next time will be the forest training camp, right? I believe so. I hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you all next time. Roll the dice. And I hope you had a great day, evening, noon, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. I hope you have a great time. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye.